going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. For those of you who watched the Monday Night Football game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns, you would have seen Nick Chubb had probably one of the most scariest injuries we've seen a player take. His season is done. There's speculation of if he'll ever play again. I'm hoping that's not true. But what we're going to be doing is talking about Nick Chubb a little bit, kind of where he goes from now, and then also where the Cleveland Browns go from here. I mean, you're going to say it sounds a little bit fucked up. How he's a human being. Why are you just moving on talking about football right now? It's still a business. The game must move on. So we're going to go over a couple running backs, some free agent running backs, and then some guys that possibly the Cleveland Browns could trade for. Do we just maybe stay with Jerome Ford, or do we have to go after one of these targets? But without further ado, if you're going to enjoy, as always, make sure you do drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with all the running backs that the Cleveland Browns could possibly go after, more or less through just free agency. I'm going to put a list up on screen of a tweet that kind of went out with a whole bunch of running backs that the Cleveland Browns could go after. This has trades and free agents, but I'm going to kind of go through them one by one. As you can see, we have Jonathan Taylor, Kareem Hunt, James Robinson, J.D. McKissick, Leonard Fournette, Darrell Henderson, Darrell Williams, Tevin Coleman, Kenyon Drake, Amir Abdullah, Duke Johnson, Mark Ingram, Trey Sermon, Caleb Huntley, and Rex Burkhead. There was another running back that they left off that list that is one we're going to talk about a little bit. I don't know if it's going to happen. There is speculation the Browns are going to trade for him, and that name is actually Cam Akers. Now, what I'm going to do is most of these guys on this list probably not going to be candidates for the Browns to go after, but what I'm going to do is kind of go one by one through the options of if the Browns should do this, what I would do, how this should work. First up, you got Jerome Ford, the running back already on the Browns roster. From what we saw out of Jerome Ford in the very first game that he basically had like full year the number one live action, he didn't do half bad. I mean, he had 16 carries, about 100 yards against the Steelers run defense. That's pretty good. I think the reason why a lot of people don't really want to go with Jerome Ford is because it's a little bit of the unknown. And also with the fact that everybody on this Cleveland Browns fan base is looking at this team and saying, we should be able to go to a Super Bowl or at least make the playoffs in general with this roster. Now with Nick Chubb down, it's basically taking us from Super Bowl all the way down to like an average team. Now in any way am I saying Jerome Ford is going to be a bust and he's not a good back? No, that's not what I'm fucking saying. I'm just saying I don't know if I can look at Jerome Ford and be confident in him. Now obviously could Jerome Ford go out here over the next couple weeks and perform very well, possibly make himself into a top 10 running back in the league? There's a possibility. The thing that would scare me though is what happens if Jerome Ford goes out there? He performs extremely well. He does crazy numbers. He ends up getting to the end of the season. He's in statistically top 10, maybe even top 5 best running back in the league. Then is the Browns going to go into the next offseason and be wondering, is Nick Chubb even really going to be the guy anymore? Do we need to pay him anymore? Because I'm going to tell you right now, that's fucked up if that's what they do. Moving on to the next option, we have Leonard Fournette. This is one that I'm going to kind of knock down just for the fact of Leonard Fournette. Yes, was he a good back at LSU? Yes, great running back. Was he a good running back with the Jaguars? Yes. That year they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. They did extremely well with him. But then that next year, didn't really do well, and I believe last year, he kind of stunk. So when it comes to Leonard Fournette, I'm going to say no. I think a lot of people, if we signed him, some people will be excited, some people will be like me and saying like, yeah, but like, it's not... He doesn't scream, we're back in the playoffs now. One trade that I just don't see happening, if it happens, Andrew Berry had to sell his soul, and that's calling up the Indianapolis Colts and going after Jonathan Taylor. Now, if I saw a tweet pop up from Adam Schefter saying the Cleveland Browns have agreed to send blah, blah, blah to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for Jonathan Taylor, I might be ecstatic. Now, it depends on what we gave up. Like, if it's just more draft picks, fuck it. But if it comes to players, what players? And also with the whole Jonathan Taylor thing, he wanted to get paid as well. Then you're going to have two running backs of Taylor and Chubb that are both asking for 16, 17, 18 million plus. And who says even after Jonathan Taylor comes to the Browns, is he going to play at all? Or is he going to be like, cool, you traded for me. Are you guys going to pay me? If not, I'm still sitting out. So far, two running backs that everybody wants, Fournette and Taylor, I'm knocking those down. The next running back that everybody has been talking about possibly being traded for is Cam Akers. So far right now, the Bucks, the Ravens, the Raiders, and the Browns have been the 4 teams that have kind of been reaching out trying to get a hold of the Rams. The Browns obviously before this game were not in the mix. Now they are. Now I'd like to think for a player like Akers, especially with the way the running back market is right now, I would think at most it's going to be probably like a 3rd round pick to get him. I'm curious if Andrew Berry is going to be doing his little sly thing where he's going to go on to the call with the Rams general manager. He's going to be like, I'll give you a 2024 6th-round pick, and the Rams general manager going to look at Andrew Berry and say, ha, you're funny. Hang up. Do I think Cam Akers could be a huge asset to this Browns offense? It could. But something tells me if they were to do this, they're going to keep Jerome Ford, and they'll probably try to utilize Jerome Ford in the way that Nick Chubb is, and put Cam Akers more of that third down back, swing back, try to get him more involved in the pass game. So for Cam Akers, it's a possibility. Now moving on to the running back that I would actually like to see the Browns go after, and at the time of recording this, about 20 minutes ago I saw on Instagram, the Browns have actually tried to reach out to this back, Kareem Hunt. They are trying to see if that's a possibility. And I am now wondering, after the offseason happened, Kareem Hunt, when he left the Browns, he obviously was going after more money, going around looking at other teams. And I'm wondering now if this happens, he was always wondering, I wish I could just stay with Cleveland, but they're not giving me the money I want. Now with Nick Chubb on IR, could the Browns be able to kind of maneuver the money a little bit and tell Kareem, hey, we can't give you the money you want, but we can give you something for 1 year, and just call it at that. And with Kareem Hunt, this would work because he's been in the offense already before for, 3 years. He was with this offense for 3 years. He understands the scheme. He kind of does things that Deshaun already likes to do. And also Kareem, for a while there, he can be the number 1 back, and he can be a third down back. He can do everything. And it seems like maybe the fan base truly wants Kareem Hunt back because he tweeted out, as every single player and celebrity and every single person in the sports world tweeted out whenever Chubb's injury happened, tweeting out prayers for Chubb, different types of things. Nick Chubb, we're here for you. Kareem Hunt tweeted out, I'll put the tweet up on screen, and within the past 12 hours, this guy has 12,000 likes, 1,100 retweets, about 700 comments, and half of it is just Browns fans in there being like, yo, what you doing next week? Yo, what you doing tomorrow? Yo, you free next week? Hey, Kareem, Cleveland wants you back. So out of all these running backs, the running backs that I would not want, obviously, like I said, Leonard Fournette, not really a fan. Jonathan Taylor is going to be a tough one. If they can trade, it depends on what they're trading for. If it's going to be an arm and a leg, fuck it, scrap it. If it's doable, Andrew Berry, make the call. With Cam Akers, like I said, it's probably going to be like a 3rd-round pick at most. So if we have something like that capable of doing, AB, what you doing? And then Kareem Hunt, obviously, is a free agent. There's nothing really to do there. Andrew Berry's already probably got Kareem Hunt's agent on speed dial. He's probably got his mobile number on speed dial. Just make the call Kareem up, even if it just comes down to just coming in for a visit and talking, seeing if he wants to come back, and just go from there. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, I want to go ahead and just touch on the Nick Chubb thing very briefly. If you hadn't seen the injury, the exact injury, I'll put it on screen now. I'll put the little clip of kind of taking place. You can see it's very gruesome. Not really something you want to see, but it's going to be a tough comeback for Nick Chubb. It's going to be a lot of recovery. He's going to be getting surgery, I believe. From what I'm hearing in the reports, it's I believe, LCL, MCL, maybe the ACL, dislocated knee. Put it short, he's done for the season. Probably not going to be doing much next offseason, and we'll see where he goes going into next season. Because there was reports wondering if he could ever actually play again after this, like if it's a career-ending injury. And I'm hoping it's not that. I also do think it's incredible from how many NFL players, coaches, all the stars in the NFL, NBA players, MLB players, celebrities, everybody around on Twitter, even Instagram, everywhere, was basically tweeting out, commenting, saying prayers for Chubb, talking about Chubb, everything that he means to the NFL, everything he, as a person, everything he means to them. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, from running backs around the league, basketball players, and Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, the big-time stars, and LeBron James. Everybody was there for him. So if you made it this far into the video and you're a fan of Nick Chubb, comment 24 in the comments for prayers for Nick Chubb. But anyways, that's all I got to discuss for today's video. If you did go on to enjoy today's video, as always, make sure you do drop a like. It's very much appreciated if you do so. Like I said earlier, if you got this far into the video, comment 24 down in the comments, and if you liked anything I said about any of the running backs the Browns should go after, if you have a different opinion on who they should go after or which running back you want them to go after, leave a comment down below. More than welcome to read it, talk about it, debate kind of who you think should go with it or who you think they should go with. If you're enjoying the content that I am posting here on the channel and you want to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button, don't forget to do that, and make sure you hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post a new video here on the channel. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.